Randy, are you here, bud? I'm
I
not
am,
sure.
Michael. How's it going?
Okay. Hey, how you doing, Randy? I'm
Good.
gonna kind of get things. I'm gonna let you kind of, talk a little bit first, and then we're gonna, I think Kevin wants to go over some ad images and some strategy there, and basically just kind of go over some of that stuff, and then kind of mention some of the stuff coming up, and then we'll just go from there.
Hey, thanks. A couple things. The event in Vancouver that Ken and Dwight are hosting, there are still a few spots available, especially for those that already have a passport. If you're interested in seeing us up there too, Greg and I will be up in Vancouver. Matthew, you'll be there. Michael, you're not making this one, but we'll be there up in Vancouver. So if anybody's still interested, I do know that Ken and Dwight have some spots open there, and we're going to make some exciting announcements, especially with some of the new things that we've added with T-Rex. We've got a really neat things to show everybody up there, and a few new products too. We're adding sublimation printing to what we do, so we're going to do some, total prints on T-shirts coming up in the next few weeks. Things like throw blankets, banners, lots of neat large items, great upsell items. So we'll start showing that off in Vancouver as well. One thing I want to mention, Kevin and I are working on putting together a training event here at Printex in February, the 17th, 18th, and 19th. It's a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're going to really do it on the cheap. We don't have to pay for an event hall. We've got room here at Printex, so we don't have to rent that. Kevin's going to come up, and Kim, his wife. I'm going to have my staff here to the whole purpose is to kind of work with everybody, especially at a beginning level, help anybody that needs help with getting their site off the ground or moving, how to build products, anything you need, a Facebook training, help with Photoshop, all those kind of things. So we're going to set that up. We want to offer it up, as cheap as possible so people can come here and spend 3 days and really get off the ground with their sites. So we'll have more information as we get closer to that event. So that's kind of all I needed to cover, Michael.
I think Mike was just hopped off.
Okay. Yep, I hear you. Okay. So Kevin, are you ready?
Yeah, I think so. I'm kind of got my head at a weird angle since my main microphone isn't working. I'm using my backup, so.
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
That's
So
cool.
I'm going to hand you over the screen here in a second, and we can go from there.
Okay, so what we're going to talk about a little bit is just some of the basics of images, because we're seeing a lot of people doing images for ads, and there's been like some talk about different things for like page post engagement when you're trying to get engagement for your fan page as opposed to selling products, and then product ads, and then product ad images, and then also the difference with when you're trying to make an image for your ad and how it will actually you need like a call to action or something on that image to make it interesting. So we're just going to take a look at some examples of a few things that I've used in the past, and I'm scrolling through here looking for an image right now because I shared it with you guys. Here it is. And let me get this blown up. And do I have the screen now?
I think you got to accept it. Let me see. It says waiting to view Kevin Vidito's screen. Let me try it over again.
Okay, because it's not letting me share the screen.
Okay. Kevin Vidito. Okay. All right, Kevin. I think you should have it now.
It's saying waiting to view Susan Okama's screen.
No, that's not true.
That's what it's saying on mine.
let's go back here. I'm sorry, guys. We're having a little technical difficulties here. Let me just try to do this again. I'm going to show my screen. Can you see my screen, Matthew?
Yeah.
Okay, so
See, I'm not seeing it. Maybe because I'm still seeing the Ask the Expert marketing screen.
okay.
Do I need to leave and come back?
You could try that. You can try that.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay. All right. So in the meantime, guys, while we're waiting on Kevin, I did want to say I know that Kevin's going to go over some ad images, and we actually found a pretty cool PSD that we're going to share with you guys. I don't know if Randy mentioned this or not. I was off the call for a second, but we're going to share, after he goes over some of these ad images and cool strategies to do, we're going to share this PSD with you where you can kind of practice. It's a pretty basic one, but it has lots of cool little features on it, and we'll be sharing that with everybody here in the webinar and then also in the groups and stuff on Skype and Facebook. And I think you're really going to like that a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and try to get Kevin back in here when he shows up.
There's a couple of people asking that haven't got Photoshop as well. I think you use GIMP for PSDs, can't you?
Yeah, they'll be the PSDs. So here's the thing: if you, I know a lot of people don't have Photoshop, and I understand that. But I think they, Adobe, and I'm not sure if it's still the price, but if you want to invest in it and kind of learn a little bit about it, I think it's like a monthly charge now. You used to have to be able to buy the whole thing, but I think it's like $10 or $20 a month.
Yeah,
and
$10 it is. Yeah, I got it.
$10 a month. Okay.
Yeah.
So
there's also, is it Paint.net as well with workers?
Paint will work, and I'm not sure if that will open up in there because I've never really used it, but
I think you have to get an extension with Paint.net.
Okay, so I'm going to make a presenter. Let's see if this works.
Yeah, I mean, really, trying to use GIMP and Paint.net as well. Once you use Photoshop, you'll think, why didn't I get this ages ago? Because you'll just be struggling with free programs. You get Photoshop and it's so much better.
Okay, so Kevin, you're back with us, right?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So let's try this one more time.
Gary's asked, does Canva work? I don't think you can open PSDs with Canva, but it's a great program for making ad images.
Okay, so Kevin, I don't know if you can see it. If not, I have those images pulled up in Photoshop. Do you just want me to kind of go to my Photoshop and kind of just share my screen? Because I'm not seeing your screen.
That's fine because I have it set as showing my screen. So if it's not working, then there's definitely an issue. So.
Okay.
Who's Louisville in that screen, Kevin? I'm seeing something. The
You only
Louisville
live
fan?
once? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. That's a funny logo.
This is an example of a page post engagement picture that I ran. You only live once, don't waste it being a Louisville fan. And this is just a mock-up for a street sign. I don't even think it's in America. I think it's a European picture. License plates look European to me on the cars.
Yeah.
But nobody noticed it. So there's a lot of these types of pictures out there or mock-ups out there that you can use. See, and I did it also in reverse. And I just found a cool meme out there, and I stuck the meme right into this frame in the mock-up in Photoshop. It literally took like a minute to do it. It's really easy to do in Photoshop. So because it's just using smart layers. So mamas don't let your babies grow up to be wildcats. And these types of pictures get the fan base of your niche fan pages really going, and you get a ton of engagement. When you have engaged fan pages and you run ads to them, you get better results. So that's why we use these types of page post pictures on our niche pages. These are really good for getting comments and getting getting your people involved in your page and making all kinds of comments and stuff like that. You'll also make the people, the opposing fans, mad when they see it, because a lot of times they get likes by association with your fan page, so they'll see, you know, friends or whatever that are fans of the other team, and they'll be making comments. They'll show up on their timelines and stuff, and then they'll jump in and make you know, disparaging comments, and that kind of back and forth really can make a post go viral. So that's why we like to use these fun, taunting types of images. Another type of thing that we would use in a sports theme would be like, you know, breathe if you hate Cleveland or something like that. You know, I'm from Columbus, Ohio. I don't hate Cleveland, by the way. You know, we would we would, you know, use those types of things to antagonize the other side, and it really seems to bring in a lot of discussion. So that's one of the great things about Photoshop, is it makes editing these PSDs with smart layers so easy. But that's what we use for post-page engagement. Now, this is obviously not an ad image. There's no product here that we're selling. We're just using this type of thing to get our fan pages going. And it's a lot of fun to do this. And you'll see a lot of fan pages do this kind of thing. This is a good behavior to use when you're trying to get your fan page numbers up, especially when you're starting out with a new fan page and a new niche. You don't really know a lot about it, possibly. Throw some of these types of images in there, and you know, run a page like campaign to it or something. This image just happens to be under 20% text. So when I ran this as a page likes campaign, I had no problem with reach. So that was a really cool thing. So definitely check your images. I had to resize this a few times to get it right, but you know, check your images in the text checking tool, and make sure that you're within the safe category there, so you can get the maximum reach. Matthew, Michael, you guys ever run these types of pictures on your pages?
Yeah, I've had a similar one before, yeah, with Chicago Bears that went absolutely wild.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of fun when you start seeing the numbers go crazy.
Yeah.
I've run some pretty big fan pages in the past for other people, and you know, they were like, you know, 200,000-300,000 people, and the one thing is once you start getting, like, if you're running a fan page, whatever niche it is, once you start getting the people passionate, like you kind of said, Kevin, sometimes if it's a sports thing, it's like other fans are coming on, and even though they may be commenting and kind of going back and forth, it just really helps your reach anyway. So in the end, you just want to keep an eye on for like anything vulgar, or you want to kind of keep it, you know, somewhat sane. But once you start getting your fans really engaged with stuff like this, Facebook really loves that. They love to see the engagement, and they start showing your posts to more and more people in their newsfeed organically, without really having to, like, you know, pay, even do like a little PPE ad where you're not really having to put much money behind anything at all.
Yeah, and that's where the fun really comes in, when you start seeing that organic reach go crazy. And you know, what I've seen on some of my pages is when you have a post that really goes nuts and gets a lot of engagement, people start looking around on your fan page and they start seeing your ads and your ad posts, and they start clicking it, and you'll pick up these like mystery sales off of old posts that, you know, like when you're stalking somebody on Facebook and you go back like a year in their posts, and suddenly you know, you like something from a year ago. Well, they'll do the same thing. They'll find an ad image that you posted a year ago, and they'll go and try to buy the product. So you start seeing these bizarre, you know, old things start selling just without any ads. It's a lot of fun. That's why it's always great to run these types of posts. And we run a lot of images, not original. We use things like what's that Luke King thing? FB traffic. Fan page FB traffic. We use that to post public images on our page, and then we also do some of the original ones like this, just to kind of, you know, have some fun new original stuff out there too. It seems like our original stuff does better than the reposted stuff, but we get a lot of engagement anyway. We post about every 2 to 4 hours on our fan pages. we keep a lot of content going, and it seems to break up the ad images, so it doesn't look like it's like ad. We just have a lot of content. You guys still doing that too?
Yeah, every 2 hours, yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I get a little sick of seeing the same stuff, so I break it up and just do like 4 hours. But a lot of new content constantly.
Yeah, yeah. And then recycle the best posts again.
Exactly.
And again, guys, and I know I kind of talk about this every week, but as long as we're talking about fan page engagement and traffic and things like that, really try to join like-minded groups in there and share your posts to the groups. Share it personally, but you'll be sharing your page from your personal account, and just share those to the groups. And I'm telling you, and while you're setting up, you also set up that custom audience in case you share a video or something. One video I shared a couple of weeks ago, maybe about 3 weeks ago, and I'm just building up a page. And one video I shared into about 5 or 6, maybe 7 different groups, and it's still getting views after 2.5 or 3 weeks or something like that. It's gotten over 50,000 views, so I've caught many of those people into an audience, and also it's been seen by over 300,000 people, and that was just posting into I think 7 different groups. I just reposted it in each group, and it's unbelievable. It's just a really cool way to get traffic to your page and to help your page grow organically without really having to pay for it. So do it.
So now that we've kind of looked at some of the meme type posts that you can do, and this was just one example, but we've got tons and tons of stuff that we've done. But let's talk about ad images. And a lot of times we'll see people and they'll take a shirt image. Let me just find a plain one. Okay, they'll just try to run that as their ad image. And when you see something like this and it's just a shirt with a white background, there's nothing to draw your eye. There's not. I mean, that to me is boring, and that's not going to do anything to sell a shirt. There's nothing to it. There's no background. There's no color to it. That's nothing that's going to make people want to buy it. So we've done a lot of things. Now, we were trying, when Facebook first changed the way that the text rule is working now, we were just trying some different stuff. And, we started doing some different color backgrounds and some different things like the wrinkly shirts. To me, this was pretty eye-catching, but I made a major mistake when I did this. I didn't put a border on it. I didn't put a call to action on it. And although the image looks pretty cool, the ad really didn't do anything. I tried it with a different color background as well. It just doesn't. It got attention and it got comments and stuff, but people didn't click. I didn't tell them what to do. It's like this doesn't say for them to buy it anywhere. It's just kind of a shirt sitting there. If you guys, if I kind of fade out audio, let me know, because I keep moving my head back thinking I have a microphone on my headset. So one of the things that we noticed, though, was we could do things with models, and these got a lot more engagement. There's a lot of color here. The grandma is hip. She got her a jean jacket and things like that. And down here at the bottom, it says on sale now from $9.95. So that's telling them that this is available to be purchased. We tried some different variations, different models, different color backgrounds.
Kev?
Yeah, Kev, I think you faded out a little bit. I can't hear you right now. Let me see if I can. Well, hey, Matt, if you want to just answer some questions.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
While Go ahead.
Okay, so somebody has a load of likes coming in from India. Sounds like a Facebook like farm. Well, I haven't seen that before, but you should be able to go into the settings, Dave, and block certain countries. I can't remember off the top of my head where it is, but you can optimize your page somewhere so that you can actually block those off, and you can set it so it's just USA if you're just marketing in the USA. Okay, somebody says, is it a problem sharing other posts as far as taking people away from my page? Or I wouldn't share other people's posts from other pages on your page, but you can just take images from other places, and I would just stick with images if I was you, rather than posting other people's fan pages, because it will drive traffic to their pages. But on the reverse side of that, you can go and comment on those other pages, and you'll get traffic from other people's pages, reversing that around.
Yeah.
Are you back, Kev?
Yay.
Yay, there you go.
Yeah, and that's why we use like FP traffic, where we're getting images. We're not sharing posts from other people's pages.
Yeah, yeah.
So we've noticed that having a call to action at the bottom, or even just something like free shipping that's stating what the offer is, that gets their eye, and the image has a contrasting color to it. This will get a lot more engagement than just a plain white. I mean, this does a lot better than something like that. There's a lot more eye appeal, and people need the eye. They need that. First of all, they need something that's a contrast to Facebook. Facebook is gray and that weird blue color. And remember, Zuckerberg's colorblind, so there's not a lot of color on Facebook itself. So we try to avoid those colors. Even if our design has blue in it, we'll hit it with something that's contrasting, or like this has a gradient in the background, the purple into white. Anything that is different, that stands out, that's going to jump off the page. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. Is there any questions we need to answer at this point that's tying into this?
I don't think so. Not on the images. Oh, will the T-shirt text be counted by Facebook as part of the 20% text limit?
It used to not count, but these days it does.
Yeah, yeah. So you do have to take consideration.
Yeah. So what we've noticed is,
maybe, do you want to show him the graph text tool?
I've had to take some of my images and actually shrink them like this, so the graphic is smaller. So it doesn't take up as much room.
Yeah.
So that fits in.
You just play with that image until you get it right on the graph search tool.
Yeah. Now let me find the graph tool here again. Let's see here. Okay. So facebook.com/ad/tool/text_overlay. Here we go. So the way you check your ad images in Facebook is you go here to facebook.com/ad/. Here, I'll just put this in the thing. What am I doing saying all this stuff? You'll never remember it. I never remember it. Put this in the chat. There you go. All right, so then all we have to do is upload an image, and we find an image here to check. Desktop. Here, let's just do one of this one. All right, So we just upload our image, and I typically do 700 by 700 images, 700 by 700 pixel images for my photo posts. You can do, I think it's up to 1200 by 1200. People say 1200 by 1200. And this one will be okay. Now, I resized this many times to get it to where it was okay. If it didn't say okay, it said text image, image text low, your ads reach may be slightly lower. On slightly, they mean by way lower. I mean, it's ridiculous how much they crush it just for being a little bit over their 20% rule. When they say medium, your ads reach may be much lower, yeah, you might as well not even plan on running it because you're going to be seen by nobody. And when it's high and your ad may not run, that means it's not going to run. It's like you might just don't even try. But because of the way that they've changed the text tool here lately with the 20% text, including the images on the shirts, we check every single image that we post that we plan on running any kind of paid ad to.
Hey guys, I also just wanted to jump in for a second. Now we're using that text tool from Facebook, and they're very conservative with it. So sometimes if you put your ad image there and it's not going to, it's going to say there's too much text. Just try it anyway. Many times it will be approved, and then if it's not, if you're like almost certain, you've seen other ads that have more text, you can always file like a dispute, and sometimes it doesn't take them that long to get back, and usually they'll end up approving it. But it's definitely a good way to get started, so you can kind of see if you have way too much or not. But
yeah, and it is funny because sometimes it'll be okay on this tool, and then you go and rerun it, and it'll come back as low. So it's not foolproof either way. But if it's okay or low, try it. If it's okay, chances are you're going to be fine. If it's low, go ahead and try it, and when you upload your image, you still may be okay. Medium and high, chances are it's not going to fly.
And just slight changes make a big difference.
Yeah, because the way they do their grids, if it touches any of the boxes in their back end, then it counts as that whole box being filled. It's ridiculous. Any questions about the text tool? Anyone?
A couple of people wanting the link. I'm just putting that in there now.
I thought I put it in the chat already. Okay. So what else do we want to talk about?
a couple questions here, Kev, just on some of that stuff. Dave says, I was told that 1200 by 1200 works best for PPE.
The actual size of the ad on the Facebook newsfeed is tiny. When they click it, it just makes a bigger version of it, and it's still not going to be 1200 by 1200. 700 by 700 is fine. I do 700 by 700 because my mock-ups aren't 1200 by 1200, and I don't want them to be pixelated in any way when people click on it, so that's why I go with 700 by 700.
Okay. How does text coverage factor in for video ads?
You can get away with it with video ads. I don't think they take the text into consideration, do they?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think they do, because you can get away with a lot of text in the video, and people put subtitles and stuff like that on the video ads.
And because usually, like, the thumbnail is full of text, so I don't think that's an issue with video ads.
Yeah. So Kev, I've got a question. Have you got a particular coloured mock-up shirt that works best? Have you noticed at all? Well, I see that one's a purple. Do you always go with a purple?
Kevin.
I'm having a lot of audio issues today. Purple, it depends on the niche.
Right.
For the grandmas, I use a lot of purple. For moms and stuff, I do a lot of navy blue. A lot of royal blue. It just depends really on the niche. You know, I'm not going to use a hot pink shirt for bikers.
No. A good question for your survey, that would. What's your favorite color T-shirt?
Yeah, it just really depends on the niche that I'm going after. Yeah.
Okay, so a couple of you guys are asking about, video, like if you're sharing videos, if you're trying to build up your fan page, and if you share a video from someone else, and does that, kind of take them away from your page and how that works. So a couple of weeks ago, I showed you guys the way that if you're working from a desktop, which most of us are usually, but just a way to grab a video that may be pertinent to your page. And if you want to actually have it posted from your page, so when you share it to other groups or whatever, or if you just post it on your page, it actually looks like it's a video that came from from your page instead of someone else's. So I'm going to go ahead, and I actually did a couple small little videos on that, and tied into that is how you can build up a custom audience based on video views. And so I'm going to put that in the chat. I posted that in the Facebook group, and I'm just going to put the link to that in the chat here, so you can go back and check it out. Part 1 is in the status, and then I put part 2 in the first comment on this post. So if you have any questions, it's a cool little trick that I came across a while ago, just how to make a video look like it's yours, so you don't have to really share from other pages. And when you do put it on your page, you'll be getting likes to your page, and people won't be hesitant to go visit someone else's page that they're sharing it from.
Kev, could we show them how you can pull a mock-up off their store and put that in Photoshop and do some borders and stuff in Photoshop? I can give you a store if you want a store to pull a mock-up off.
Possibly.
Okay, so Ray, is the basic family store items good enough to start off? If Grandma T-shirt collection is a good one to start off for first sales? Yeah, definitely, Ray. There's a lot of great in that family store. There's a lot of great designs you can go out and test and start off with. So I would say the answer to that is yes. There's some good designs in there and some winners that have sold, and so yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and if you've got a fan page already, then just post a load of them up and just ask for votes and stuff like that. Would you buy this? Would you wear this? And you'll get a feel of which ones are going to be popular.
Right. So if you have like 4 that you really like, or that you think would be good, exactly. Go ahead and just create a post with all 4 of those images. So kind of like break it up. So whatever you're going to use. So if it's going to be like a page post engagement, you really want people to engage and answer the question. You're going to kind of do that at a 700 by 700, and then whether you're in PicMonkey or whatever you use in Paint or whatever you use in kind of do photo editor, just kind of break it down and name them A, B, C, D, or 1, 2, 3, 4, and just run $5 off on it, to your interest, and just to and do a PPE. So they'll optimize for people to engage and answer your question in simple questions. Which design do you like the best? Which one would you wear? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
See, back in the day, I used to do a lot of these multi-product ads before the product images were counted in your text. So
you're kind of fading out a little bit, Kev, just a little bit. We can still hear you, but it's
okay.
fading.
Well, back in the day, I used to do a lot of these multi-product ads because we could get away with it with having we didn't have to worry about the 20% text rule with the ad with the image. But those days are gone. So what we have to do these days is I take these 700 by 700 canvas. Now, I don't really use the images from stores because I try to feather the image or manipulate the image so it fits the mock-up a little bit better. And I may not use the same mock-up that I use on a store. So um, for me, I can show you what I do for.
Do you want to show us again how you opened up that canvas as well and set the size? So I think a couple of people missed that.
Yeah, I just go up here, File, New, in Photoshop. It opens up. Since it's going to be on the web, I just do 700 by 700 at 72 dpi. It's all you need for internet, for the an internet image. I don't need that white background, so I just get rid of it.
Yeah. Click the little eye there. Okay.
Lost him again. Okay. So I'm gonna. Here's a question: when I upload my designs for a niche, non-personalized campaign, will it get to Printex for my Trex site, or do I have to send them to Printex also? So on the non-personalized, this is from Jerry. Jerry, on the non-personalized, and that large text image, you're going to upload the 2000 by 3200 artwork. So on a PNG, transparent PNG. And so on a non-personalized, no, you don't. Printex will automatically get that. And what they do is they kind of resize it down so it fits on the shirt. But once you upload that to a large text image field on your products, that image URL automatically gets sent to Printex, and they just grab it from there.
Yeah. Just remember to set your supplier on the product page.
Yeah, make sure you set it for the non-personalized to orders@printex.com.
Yeah.
It should be already set up for you.
You know, I might add, Michael, as well, that, you know, when we get that full-size image, we're able to use that. We scale it down to fit whatever we're printing it on. So, you know, if you're having it printed full chest on a large T-shirt, fine. If we need to scale it all the way down to a can wrap, for example, we handle it from there. So all I need is the one full size.
Okay. Yep.
Kev's still talking.
I am. I'm having fun. Okay. So if I'm going to make an image, typically I'm not going to use the same old just blank T-shirt image that anyone would have, right? I've got a collection of myself of stock images of people with T-shirts on like this. I've got, I've picked up over the years, and I'm going to use those. Now you can use a blank T-shirt as well. I mean, that's fine. But for me, I'm trying to make my ad image look as, different, stand out, whatever, as I can. So I wouldn't use this on the site to sell a T-shirt, but I would use this in an ad image to sell a T-shirt. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's like we have these when we have these grandma images that we're using like this. This is the kind of the way that we would make one of these type images, as opposed to using the standard T-shirt image from our site, right? Because to me, this is great for selling on the sales page, but this isn't what I'm going to be using to sell the shirt. You sell the sizzle, you don't sell the steak. When they get to the site, then they're going to be wanting to buy the shirt. So it could be any image back here for a model. It could be whatever. And I'm going to take a piece of art and I'm going to drop it on top of it, right? That's bad. That's the wrong color.
So do you just want to explain how you're getting those images in as well, Kev?
Yeah, so like I've got this right here.
Just dragging and dropping.
And I'm just taking this, I'm just clicking it, I'm dragging it over, I'm dropping it right on. So this guy is going to be the cool Nana. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock the aspect ratio there so it's right. And I'm just going to place the T-shirt or the image right on here. And, that would normally be what most people would do for one of these ad images. They just drop it on there. Now, to me, that looks cartoonish and fake, and I don't like it. So Photoshop, there's a lot of tools. I can go in here and edit. Make sure you guys can still hear me here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just one question, Kev. How would you resize that and keep it in proportion as well? You made that image smaller.
The t-shirt or the
Yeah,
art?
How do you resize those and keep them in proportion?
All you have to do is go over here to the layer that is the image, which is right here. Under your edit, there is transform and or free transform, and that just allows you to you can rotate it, you can resize it. I lock the ratio up here with the little chain link, and then it stays proportional. So it alters the height and the width at the same time. So I'm going to place this in here where I want to put it, like yay. And his shoulders are actually, one's a little bit higher than the other. So I'm going to actually turn it just a little tiny bit. Now, to me, that looks too bright. So I'm just going to go over to the opacity. And I'm going to just knock it down just a little bit. And that's going to make it look just like a little bit more realistic. It's still not realistic because this guy would never wear this shirt. But now for the banner, for the call to action, at the bottom, I'm just going to go over here to the rectangle tool. I like the rounded rectangles. I'm just going to draw one right on there. And I'm going to turn off this outline. Now I want to change this color to black, and then I can just move it wherever I want. And then I can put my offer over on top of it. So let's see here. That's actually not a bad font.
You still with us, Kev?
Okay, so hey guys, it looks like his Kevin's sound is just not working. So I think what we're gonna do is I found I found an actual really cool PSD that I'm gonna drop in here in a second, but I'm gonna edit it up a little bit, and it's kind of a bigger file, and maybe I will just kind of just 1 second. I might just show you a couple things, and then I think you're gonna be really happy with this, and I'll just go over some basics of it. So just give me 1 second while I pull it up here, and then I'll take over on the screen.
Cool.
Yeah, Kev, I know it's frustrating. I've had one of those days too.
I want to know why my microphones are dying.
Yeah, we're kind of losing you in and out. But what I'm going to do here is, okay, and it's probably similar to, I don't even know, this might be, because I can't see, I couldn't even see your screen during this whole time, so yeah, we're just having technical, so I don't know exactly what you were showing them. Well, that's pretty cool what you're doing. Okay, now I see your screen. Cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and Matthew, let me know when you can see my screen.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. So let me see. I don't know what that is. Okay, so you can see it, Matt?
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So this is kind of this has got a lot of the graphics and stuff that you guys are looking for, and I know that we've got some question about models and stuff in here, and I think this would be a good starting point if you do have Photoshop or you're thinking about getting Photoshop. So if you kind of go down here, and for those of you that are new, you can see this is like add graphic right here, and then when you just click on this little eyeball, that kind of takes off your layers. Okay. Yeah, I see that, Matt. But that's all right because I had it pulled up. Matt, it's funny. Sometimes Matt sends me messages during the webinar just to these little private messages, and they make me laugh. Okay, so I can't see the screen. Ooh, okay, but you can see it, right, Matt?
Yeah.
Okay. Can everyone see it? Can you just look at the questions, make sure everyone can see it?
Yeah, we're getting yeses. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So this has got some different ad graphics for you guys, and like I said, you can always mess with these a little bit. So like for instance, if I want to turn these layers on, so you got some here, some text over here. So if you were to come over here and you wanted to change the text on it, save 20 or whatever, you would just click on that layer. You always click on your type tool. That's what helps you write, and you kind of just sometimes if you don't have the exact font, it will change your font, but you can go ahead and load up that font. And you just kind of click. So say, for instance, I don't have one of these fonts, so it's going to change it. But I can go out and say, okay, I'm going to go look for that font somewhere for free, usually Font Squirrel, I'll upload it. Or you can just do a different font. Really, this is a pretty basic font, so you can use anything really. But this is kind of where you can go and do that, and you can kind of mess with these ad images, right? And this is kind of really cool because this kind of keeps everything in a nice layer for you. We have some birthday stuff. Here's your birthday gift. Save 20. So say for instance, round jewelry. If you guys are getting into jewelry and stuff, this is if you pull down this whole tab, you can see when you turn on this layer. And the reason why you're seeing the mug behind it because that's on somewhere below here, but this is on top. This layer is on top, and you can kind of see all the effects it has here. And this is good for you to just kind of play with and just kind of go from there and put your designs on there, and I'll kind of show you how I do it, how I place a design. So this is just a little bit of basically, so we have square jewelry, rectangle jewelry. Okay, so here's one with t-shirts with models. Let's turn this off. And so that you can see that takes up the whole thing. So let's just say I wanted to put a design on here for a mock-up for an ad. So say if I like this, it's on a black t-shirt, I'm going to be selling them in black. I would simply just have this, I would have my layer on. I'm going to turn off that mug layer. Pull this down so I can see exactly. So you can see all of the different t-shirts here. Changes to orange, green, kind of have this laid out for you guys here. Okay, so what I would do here is I would just go in Photoshop, I would just go File, then I would Place. And I would find my ad image. It's got to be the blank PNG, and sometimes if it's not, it comes with the white background. I don't know if this one will. Let's just take one this design here. And it's just placing it. So what it's doing, it's going to kind of place that whatever image that you pick, it's going to kind of place it right in the center for you, and then all you have to really do is just kind of bring it down to fit the size of the shirt. Now don't get this, and this is not the best. Let's just do it on a white T-shirt. How about we do that? And I'm sorry, guys, my computer is just running hot today.
Yeah, a lot of people are asking about where this PSD is. This is actually the master.
This is the deluxe master builder, I think.
Yeah, so this was actually for sale. So I think the one we give out will be a scaled down version.
Right. Okay. So what I'm doing now is that it placed the design. Okay. As you can see, it kept it in this box, and you'll know. So what you want to do is you kind of want to squeeze that down a little bit to fit the shirt. And all you have to do is just go on one of the corners. I usually go from the bottom corner. Make sure you're holding your Shift key down so that doesn't distort. So if I don't hold the Shift key down and I start placing it, it's going to start distorting all over the place. So I don't want to do that. I want to make sure I have the bottom corner. I hold my Shift down, and it keeps it from getting distorted and all blurry and stuff and all out of whack. And then I just kind of shrink it down, and I put it in the center of the shirt. Yeah, wow. I think I must have way too much stuff open. usually this happens, this is very quick. And then you kind of just, when you want to move, this is called your move tool up here, this little arrow. And anyway, when it comes to, I'll just be moving, and that will just allow me to move it to the center, okay, and just kind of get it right. And then what you would just do is you would save this as a PNG. Now this is a 700 by 700. This is the exact size you need to upload. You know, so if you're going to do a PPE ad, you're going to want to use, you can just use this exact image, okay, because that's what it's made for. Now the web conversion ad is a different. That's more of a rectangle, and that's like a 1200 by 628. Okay, so that's more like you know, this, and so you got to kind of mess with some of the images to shrink them down a little bit to fit that. But once you get used to just kind of doing this in Photoshop, it really becomes like second nature. And I am a very basic Photoshop person. I'm not a designer by any means, but I've had so much practice doing mock-ups, and I've uploaded so many products that I can do this kind of stuff very quickly. And you'll see once you start doing it, the same will happen for you. And I'm sorry, I'm going to apologize. This is just not working. So
yeah, I'm the same as you, Michael. When I first started looking at Photoshop, it was really, you know, it looked complicated and everything. And after a bit of practice, you soon get used to it. But I bought a couple of courses from Udemy. They got some great courses on there that just takes you through Photoshop and what all the buttons and features and what everything does. And I found that really useful.
yeah, and I was fortunate to have the help of Dan. He kind of taught me a lot, and just, you know, just picking up tips and tricks here and there, and a lot of stuff I figured on my own. But yeah, we're going to get this to you guys. I'll be a little bit scaled down because, to be honest with you, there's a lot of stuff on here that you don't really need, and so it's a very big file. So what we'll do is we'll scale it down to the stuff that you could definitely using, that you can definitely need, and then we'll get you know, because a lot of these shirts are, you know, you're never going to use some of the colors. They just kind of threw a whole bunch of stuff in here at once when we first built it. But I just wanted to show you guys that, and that's just a simple way to get your designs onto your shirts. And obviously you have light and dark PNGs, so, and you always want to make sure that they're transparent. And sometimes, like I said, if you have to take the background off of it, you use this little magic wand tool, and you'll come over here, make sure you're on your layer, and you'll just click on your background, and usually it will just grab the white background if it's on, and it will just, and you just hit delete, and it will just take that background right off for you.
Hey, Michael, a couple people are asking about where they can get the designs. You might share with them that, and also we're working on a couple of other art packs that we've got to finish up all the products on. So we'll have those in the next day or two, correct?
Yeah, so I am working on another design pack for Valentine's Day, and so that, be on the lookout for that. I'm going to try to drop in here.
Hey, Michael.
Yeah.
Something else too. I was just with my art department. They're finishing up some more of those designs you and I talked about for the panties and stuff that we're going to offer here for Valentine's Day. So Kelly will have those files, I think, by the end of the day, and then you've got the blank mock-ups, so we can add that to those packs as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, I thought, you know, I did download those images, Randy. So I have them somewhere too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of get those zipped up, and so either Kelly can do it or I can do it, because I went to the Skype and I forgot to mention that we had those. I don't know exactly what the name is for the. I know you had two different versions, but one was like kind of boy shorts or something like that.
Yeah, the boy short and the thong. Well, after this, we'll get together and get on the same page. We'll make sure those get to you so they can get mocked up as well.
Okay. Hey, Matthew?
Yeah.
Are you able to go ahead? I lost my control panel. Oh, no, there it is. There we go. I just hit it. Okay, so any other questions we have here? Yeah, we'll have those. So I'll have this for you guys a little bit later today. As soon as I can edit it down, we'll get to those other mock-ups for panties, and I'm going to drop in. Matt, if you want to put the URL to the shop store.
Yeah, I just dropped that in.
Okay. Yeah, and if you go in there, you can look at the Valentine's Day Pack 1. We're going to have another one coming out soon, and I know that you guys wanted them on some products, so we're working on that for you too. So you can also just upload a handful of products to your store, and then if you want to add on top of that, you're more than welcome to add whatever products you think would sell. But I think you'll be happy with those designs. It's a great price for 12 designs. There's some really cool stuff in there, and you can really get to testing and try some of that stuff out and have some fun with that, because those are cool designs. You want to get on that kind of soon, because Valentine's Day is coming up, and I'm already seeing a bunch of ads. So, okay, I'm going to stop this screen here. Okay, got a couple more minutes here. Any more questions, Matt?
Let me have a look. I don't think there's much coming in. Just where do we get the PSD? Have these been added? This now. Is there a printing app for a Printex app for Shopify? No.
So Steven's asking, why buy a design pack of images that haven't been tested on Facebook ads? That's, to be honest with you, that's a good question. We sell, from what I can tell, is what our idea is to try to get designs that we've seen, concepts that have worked in the past. And we want to offer as many as we can for you guys. It's really hard to go and test every single design, but what I like to tell people is that there's designs in there that I know can sell, and there's designs in there that have great concepts. So our idea is to try to get better designs to you guys, for you guys, to go out there and test. But the designs that I'm working hand in hand with the designers, and I'm working hand in hand on the concepts with the designers, because I try to get them to design things that I've seen, that I know can sell, and that I have a really good thought that they will sell. But nothing's 100%, obviously, so it's kind of hard to test every single one and say that something's 100%. But at the same time, that's why a lot of times you can take a handful of those designs and test them out yourself on your page first. So I wouldn't run a bunch of ads to all those designs, and I know that that's part of the process. That's part of the process of finding out what your audience wants. It's very unlikely that you're going to find a design, and it does happen, but that you're going to find a design and throw it out there, and it's just going to go boom. You have to kind of see what your audience is looking for, because everyone's different. Everyone's got different tastes. So usually what I do is, like, we try to offer that as cheap as possible for you, the design pack, and then it's kind of up to you to go out and really try to find off of your fan page or some things like that, which ones that you think you can go ahead and have some success with.
Yeah, and really having them untested is almost an advantage, because no one would have seen them before. So if they are going to be winners, then it's not like an old design that's been seen a million times.
So,
yeah, I know we're working on a pack for, and I think I sent Randy a preview of it. Stuff that we saw over the holidays that sold that I never in a million years would have done myself, that we saw selling, and we've done variations and versions of some of those that were really shocking to us, that were like, wow, okay, that's a totally different direction than what we've ever gone in before. So we have some of those types of things also coming for you.
Guys?
Yep.
Can you guys hear me? Okay. Okay. So the Valentine's Day pack, no. On the PSDs, we're going to get you guys a nice, just for being members, we're going to put a PSD out there for you, but you just got to give me a little bit to make sure I get the best items for you guys to have. But the Valentine's design pack just comes with those 12 designs.
And the PSDs as well, right?
Oh yeah, the PSDs. Yeah, absolutely. You'll get both a light and a dark version, and your fonts.
Yeah.
I know, guys. I didn't. I just stopped sharing my screen just because I was hoping that would help my audio a little bit better, and I wasn't sure because we're having some issues. But cool. All right, Steve. I'll reach out to you on Skype, and we can kind of schedule a time, and so it works out. I'm assuming you wanted to talk to me unless you were talking about Matthew or Kevin, but I'll reach out to you after this, and we can kind of schedule a time. Yeah, no problem, Steve. All right, guys. Well, I think today I kind of learned a lot about what like a big need is, and it seems like you guys want a little bit more training on as far as just this part of it. And I know that if you're new to all of this, even starting your fan page seems a little overwhelming, but also just learning how to create your own images. So we're going to definitely take your feedback here, and we're going to really work hard to make sure that we get you guys the training that you need. So we're going to collaborate as a team and make sure that we have this kind of stuff available for you as soon as possible in the members area, so you can get ready and get going. And that way you can kind of start doing this stuff yourself and really get going on it. And like I said before, once you start doing it a few times and get a few little tips and basic things, you'll be rocking and rolling. So again, if you got any more questions, let's take it over to the Facebook group or the Skype group, please. I'll have this video ready for you guys too also in about 30 or 45 minutes, and I'll make sure we have the replay ready, and I'll post that in all the groups also. Any more other questions? Let's just ask over in the Facebook group, and we'll get to your answers right away. All right, guys. Thanks a lot for hanging out, and we will talk to you soon.
Okay, bye guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys.